You're throwing your life away, way too young to get married. While this is one part of the spectrum, on the other hand, Gen Z is debating on getting married at 22, 23, 24, and the internet is absolutely losing it right now.
Entrepreneur Upasana Konidela. She was curious about what young India was thinking, so she asked them a question. How many of you want to get married? More men raised their hands than women. She called it the new progressive India. On one side were the supporters who said that early marriage does give you stability in your 20s. Of course, there were those who disagree. They say marriage has nothing to do with culture. It has everything to do with our economic reality. And I guess that's the real issue here. It's not whether Wembu is right or whether Gen Z is selfish. The real question is, what does choice look like in modern India? If you want to marry at 23, wonderful. If you want to marry at 39, brilliant. If you never want to marry, that is your choice. Because the only right age to marry is the age when you are ready.
As a fertility specialist, let me tell you what nobody is talking about in this whole debate. I am Dr. Ashwini G.B. I have spent over a decade in rooms with couples in their 40s asking me, why didn't anyone tell us this when we were younger? So I am telling you now. And before you think, oh great, another doctor telling me to get married young, pause. I'm not here to advocate for marrying at 20 or 30 or for that matter any specific age. I'm also the one who helps women freeze their eggs at 30 so they can chase their dreams. I support every woman's timeline and I believe every choice is valid. But here's what I have observed in my practice. I've seen women at 40 wishing someone had told them about their biological timeline earlier. And this happens several times in a day. I've also seen people who married young and struggled because they didn't have the financial stability, the family support system, or the career foundation they needed. The truth is, people who say marry early so you don't waste time often have family support, someone to help with childcare, financial backup, a safety net. But for many women, that support doesn't exist. They have the pressure to build their career first, establish financial security, and then they can even think about marriage or kids. What I've also learned is this: we are having the wrong conversation. Everyone's debating career versus marriage, tradition versus independence. What we should do actually by discussing is what biology says, the inevitable biological timeline, and how it intersects with your individual circumstances. In this video, I want you to know everything about what's possible in 20s and what's not in your 30s and what science makes possible. Let's get this right. So here's what I see that's missing from this whole viral debate. And stick with me because the most surprising part, I'm saving that for the end. Reality 1. Your biology peaks in your 20s. Let's start with what nobody wants to say out loud. Your eggs in your early 20s are at their absolute peak and at best. Like we are talking about freshly picked strawberries from the market level of quality. At 23, almost every egg is chromosomally perfect. By 40, if you're lucky, you have half viable. At 42, we are looking at 80% with genetic issues. I'm not saying that to freak you out. I'm saying it because this is a biological reality that affects when treatments work. Think of it this way. It's like shopping for produce at the farmer's market on Saturday morning versus Sunday evening. Saturday morning, everything is fresh, abundant. You have your pick of the best options. Sunday evening, the selection is limited. You're examining each item more carefully and you might need to make some compromises. You can still make a great meal either way, but the experience and the effort required are completely different. More effort on a Sunday morning, less effort on a Saturday. That's not judgment. That's just how biology works. And it matters because each egg represents a potential future. Here's what this actually means in your life. In your 20s, conceiving naturally happens when your body is literally designed for it. Later, it's not impossible, but you're working with different odds and potentially needing medical intervention. Reality 2. Time is your biggest asset. Okay, this next part sounds completely backwards, but hear me out. If you marry at 22 or 23, you actually get more time to build your life. I know that sounds crazy, but stay with me. Here's what I mean. You can spend 3, 4, 5 years just enjoying being married. Travel together, focus on your careers, really get to know each other as partners. Then when you're ready, start trying for kids around 27 or 28. You're still in your prime territory. Biology is working with you and not against you. There's no panic, no pressure. Now compare that with meeting someone at 35. Suddenly the clock isn't just ticking, it's screaming at you. Couples go from their first date to should we start trying for kids in just 12 to 18 months because everyone's terrified of the running out of time. I see this pressure destroy relationships all the time. People rush into marriage because they're panicking about fertility and then 6 months later they realize they barely know the person they married. They completely skipped a strong foundation. Here's the irony that nobody talks about. Marrying young actually gives you the luxury of time. You're not racing against your biology. You can build both your career and your relationship properly without trying to squeeze everything into a few desperate years. Reality 3. If you need help, you have options. Here's something crucial. 1 in 8 couples will face fertility challenges. It could be endometriosis, it could be polycystic ovaries, or something else entirely. Now, if you discover this at 27, you have something invaluable. You have time. Let me give you the numbers. IVF success rates for women under 35 are around 62% and above. And after 40, that drops down drastically to 18% and below. This is the advantage nobody talks about when they discuss early marriage. If you start your family journey younger and discover that you need medical help, every single treatment option works significantly better for younger women. You have time to try multiple IVF rounds. It is the first. If the first doesn't work, you have the second. You have time to explore different approaches. And you have time for decisions to be made. And there's no panic. The saddest moments in my practice are when I sit across a woman at 42 who says, I wish I had known this sooner. She's not necessarily saying she would have changed her life choices, but she wishes she had had the information of the same. Maybe she would have tested her fertility at 28. Maybe she would have frozen her egg at 32. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. Knowledge, because knowledge creates options. And options give you control over your future. And knowledge is power in this situation. Reality 4. Your body handles it better young. Look, I'm going to be very real with you. Having kids is exhausting at any age. The sleepless nights, the physical demands, chasing a toddler around, it's incredibly hard, whether you're 26 or 42. But here's the truth. Your body at 26 simply has more capacity to handle it. That's not my opinion, that's basic physiology. When you're pregnant and recovering at 26, your body bounces back faster. You have deeper energy reserves to draw from. And here's the timeline advantage. You have a kid at 27, when it's time to start school, you're only 32 or 33. Your entire 30s are still ahead of you for your career advancement and growth. You're tackling the intensity early. Now, contrast that with having a first baby at 39 or 40. You're dealing with a more physically demanding stage of parenting. Those exhausting early years at a time when your body actually requires rest. That's not judgment. That's how aging works. It happens to everyone. I'm not trying to tell you to have kids later. If that's what life brings, it's okay. What I'm saying is this. Understand the physical reality before you're in it. And you can plan accordingly and not be caught off guard. Reality 5. Building together creates resilience. Here's something I've observed over years of working with couples. When you marry young and go through the early career struggles, financial stress, apartment disasters, and family drama together, you build a very specific kind of a resilience as a team, as a couple. And from what I see in my practice, that foundation matters tremendously for a healthy marriage. Take couples who have been together since their early 20s. When I tell them they might need IVF, they look at each other and say, okay, we are going to handle it, better or worse. And they mean it. They're already survived being broke together. They've weathered job losses, cross-country moves, and learned how to fight fair. They know how to support each other and function as a team when things get hard. Now compare this with couples who have met at 36 and are trying to conceive at 38. They are often still learning how to navigate conflict together. They haven't been truly tested as a partnership yet. When I add fertility challenges on that, it breaks a lot of these relationships because they don't have the deep foundation to fall back on. There's also a practical flexibility advantage that nobody discusses. When you're 23 or 24, both partners can easily relocate for career opportunities. You can take risks, you can change industries, or for that matter, you can also have a startup idea. Now try doing this at 38 when you both have established careers, a mortgage, and deeply rooted lives. Here's the paradox. When you have biological security, when you have we have time, you can actually take bigger career risks in your 20s. You're not desperately trying to accomplish everything simultaneously. Now, this is the part everyone gets wrong. Now, I need to be very clear about something before somebody starts typing angry comments in the comment box. I'm not saying everyone should marry at 22. Some people genuinely aren't ready for marriage. Some haven't found the right person yet. Some people are child-free by choice. And that's a beautiful, valid decision. There's no single right timeline that works for everyone. What I'm trying to say in this is that if you're in your early 20s and thinking about marriage and it feels right for you and your partner, don't let social pressure talk you out of it. It might actually align with your biological reality. Want to know something wild? The exact same people who comment you're too young on a 23-year-old engagement announcement will be the one asking, so when are you having kids when you're 32? And then at 38, those same people will be panicking on your behalf about your fertility. You literally cannot win if you're just trying to please the society. The only timeline that actually matters for you is a combination of your biology and your personal goals. So if you're not ready for marriage yet, this is where modern medicine becomes incredibly powerful. Freezing your eggs at 28 gives you complete different success rates and options compared to freezing at 38. Getting a fertility check in your early 30s, a simple AMH test, a full hormone profile, lets you know your baseline. That's not scary, it's empowerment. That's taking control of your future. The Gen Z couples I'm seeing who choose to marry young, they are not blindly following tradition. They are intentionally choosing their partners, deliberately planning for their futures and making informed decisions based on the facts. That's actually revolutionary. And so here's what you should actually do with this information. And I want to see your age in the comments because I'm genuinely curious to see who this resonates with. If you're in your early 20s and considering marriage, don't let anyone shame you. Your biology is at its peak. Your life flexibility is maximized and time is your greatest asset. If marriage feels right for you and your partner, own that choice confidently. If you're in your late 20s or early 30s and single, don't panic, but do get informed. Schedule a fertility check with your doctor. Research egg freezing options. Understand what paths are available to you specifically. Knowledge isn't scary. Knowledge is power. If you're 35 or older and want kids, see a fertility specialist after 6 months of trying, not after a full year. Time matters too much at this stage to wait around hoping things will work on their own. And here's what I wish everyone understood. That Gen Z couple getting married at 23, they might actually be making a biologically smart choice. That 35-year-old woman freezing her eggs so she can focus on her career, she is also making an informed choice, an empowered choice. Both decisions can be right. The only wrong choice is making a decision without understanding the biological facts first. Your body, your choice, but make it an informed one. If this video changed how you think about this whole viral debate, hit that subscribe button. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your age, your timeline, your questions. I actually read every single comment. I want to hear from you. See you in the next one.